especially up there at Wake. The home field advantage is a big deal in this conference, especially in college football.
You mentioned there's some guys on defense that really improved, but maybe don't know it yet. Can you cite some examples?
Yeah, I just think, you know, when guys go through a cycle for the first time, Deshaun Williams, Grady Jarrett, Tavares Barnes, you know, you've seen probably a little bit more of Corey Crawford than those other guys. Stephon Anthony, you know, I mean, even Tony Stewart, you know, who obviously is hurt now. We got a lot of guys that are learning, you know, that are going through the game plan process, you know, for the first time, week by week, and you know, learning how to practice and how to prepare, and watching others, learning from others' mistakes, and all of that stuff. It just gets absorbed, and you know, at some point it's like having money in the bank. At some point they'll be able to tap into that.
Coach, you mentioned fighting for your lives most of the year with inconsistencies on defense. Do you think that's created more anxiety for the offense at times, knowing that maybe they have to execute at a more efficient level than maybe they would need to normally?
No, we don't. You know, those guys, I mean, it's really both sides of the ball. I mean, there's most of the time when you come off the field, there's a lot of coaching going on. There's a lot of, you know, corrections. They really, a lot of times, don't even know what's going on with the defense, and vice versa. The offense is out there, defense is over there, and they're talking about the last series, you know, what they're going to do next series. You know, they just are so focused on doing their job. Nobody gets caught up in all that kind of stuff. No anxiety or anything like that. It's just we got to, you know, both sides have to do their job, and that's all they need to focus on.
Is the unpredictability that Wake has with its odd front and sort of the different pressure factors they bring, is it similar to the challenges Georgia Tech presented?
No, a little different. These guys, there's a lot, I'd say more movement, you know, down the line type of movement, and that's the difference. But you know, they both are an odd type of style of play defensively, but you know, I think they're more different. Georgia Tech mostly wants to be a two safety type of defense. Wake really wants to be a one safety type of defense. That's really what they want. They really want to have that number 4 or 5 down in the box. Those two safeties. Those guys are good players, good tacklers, and you know that you know, obviously the style of play can dictate that and what we're doing and how we're playing and matchups and things. But they really want to be a one safety type of team, and that's a little different from Georgia Tech.
Coach, could you speak about Boyd's maybe maturation process over the last maybe week or so, given, you know, his character is now being tested after a loss? You know, everything was going well, you guys were winning, and now all of a sudden a bad beat. He's got to bounce back now and show what he's made of. Yeah,
that's, you know, it's what we expect, and you know, it's not the first time. He hadn't lost, you know, many times in his career, but he's been here before and didn't play very well. He'll be anxious to get back out there Saturday, like all competitors, and you know, perform a little bit better. And again, that's what he expects, and that's what we expect.
Kind of speak to the role that your seniors have played for you. You seem like it's a different team. You don't have a lot of seniors to start. You have a lot of young guys you kind of had to bring along and play a maturity role.
Well, we've got really good senior leadership. I mean, tremendous. And most of our seniors are either starters for us or they're solid contributors, whether it's offense, defense, or special teams. And that to me is that's what you want. And you know, hopefully, at some point we're going to have this thing to where you've got veteran juniors and seniors that are guys that you've developed through your program and you know, really provide you great leadership year in and year out. But one of the things that I think that we've done a good job of is trying to develop leadership throughout the team, not just seniors. And you know, one of the things that we do, and I meet with the seniors twice a week, but you know, back before we got going last spring, they selected guys that they wanted to be in there with them, and that's really good. You know, they selected a couple of juniors, they selected a couple of sophomores. We don't bring any freshmen in there, and that helps kind of disseminate that leadership. And those guys have done a great job. All of them, you know, they're all about the right things. I mean, Landon Walker, McLean, David Smith, Mason Cloyd, Marquand Jones has been an incredible leader for our football team this year. Not a guy that's shown up in a lot of stats, but has been an incredible leader for our team. You know, and he's been in a tough situation. But I'm gonna tell you what, that guy right there, special. You know, and he's been right there, you know, teaching and helping and doing everything he can on special teams and practices as hard as anybody every day, preparing for his opportunity. And you know, that's what team's all about. And same thing over on the defensive side. Branch and Courtney Brown and Rennie Moore. You know, and then Cody Sensabaugh has been a great leader. Rashard Hall, Carico, Taj has been a leader. Ellington's been a leader. Dwayne Allen has been an incredible leader. We've just gotten it from all kind of areas, and that's been the difference in our football team. I mean, we're talented, but just the leadership. You know, you have to have that in place to get a team where you want to take them.
With the open day coming this late in the year, did you take the practices just to do fundamental stuff, or did you maybe break down the final 3 opponents and, you know, you only have 3 of them left? How did you handle
Well, a
that?
little bit of both. I mean, you know, you always take, in an open day, you always take some time to look at yourself and kind of, you know, see what the opponent sees and maybe break some tendencies and things like that because you got a little bit more time. But really want to get back to the basics, back to the fundamentals. That's a real key part of it. And then certainly want to get a head start on the next opponent. That's the advantage of having an open day. And so I think we accomplished, you know, all of those things this week. And then for us, because of when the open day, you know, if our open date's been earlier the last couple of years, it's been more physical. You know, it's still been fundamentals, basics, back to us. A little bit of, hey, here's the next couple of opponents, that type of deal. But it's been more physical. Whereas this year, you know, it was more about you know, getting healthy and mentally just getting more focused back on doing the things that we need to do execution-wise, and a little more individual time than you normally get during the course of a week. So it's been very good. But like I said, probably the main objective was to get some bodies healed up, and I think we accomplished that.
Was there any one area of fundamentals that your evaluation through the first 9 games kind of focused on?
Well, the biggest thing with us was ball security. You know, get back to we track balls. We call it BIJs, balls in jeopardy, and you know, you just not going to win many ball games. You know, when you put the ball on the ground. You know, momentum is huge, and when you give momentum away, especially on the road, it is a mountain to climb, and it caught up with us last time we played. And so that was our biggest thing, was, you know, getting back focused on our plan to win. Here it is. You know, let's it's the effort, it's ball security, it's creating turnovers. So, you know, doing our drills that we do, creating that mentality. You know, really going back, instead of really focusing more on scheme right now, first part of the week, it's more on our core fundamentals and basics at each position.
Coach, Stephon Anthony was obviously one of the headliners of your last recruiting class, and I think he's second on the team in tackles for loss without playing, you know, a ton of snaps. Can you just talk about his progression?
Oh, he's a great player. Gonna be a special player at Clemson. Then battling, he was another one of those guys that really needed the week. He's I don't know how many people knew it, but he's been battling a mid-foot sprain for a couple ball games. In fact, we had to sit him in one game, so it was great for him to have that week to really rest up. Expect him to finish strong for us. But he is a very focused, you know, very intelligent and talented linebacker. You draw him up. That's what you want. And you know, he's really learned a lot with this season. And I think he's still got some good football in front of him this year. But he's got the potential to be a great player.
What are you pulling for Thursday night?
Do what? This, I could care less, you know, good try. Whatever. I knew somebody was gonna try that. I really could care less. I mean, whoever, I just wanna make sure that we have the opportunity to play. You know, that's all I'm concerned about is is trying to, you know, win these next 4 quarters that we're facing. And then whoever we play, and let's get it on. But, you know, right now that's the least of my worries. Should be a good football game though. Be a fun one to watch.
Anything else?
Mr. Bray, no question. All right, thank you.